Today we're going to talk about selling mom and dad's house and the 3 critical mistakes most kids make and how you're never going to let them happen to you. Critical mistake number 1. By convincing yourself that not replacing that old worn out shag carpet or avocado colored appliances, that's a good thing for the buyer, because then the new buyer, they can replace it with whatever colors or brands that suit them. You have to consider that most home buyers, when they're purchasing a home, are doing it with a loan. And what that means is that they're also putting a large sum of money as a down payment, usually. And so because of that, most of the time when a seller buys a house, they don't have an extra 50 or 100 grand laying around to come in and do all of those repairs, even if they get the house at a discounted price. So when it's appropriate, definitely make the changes that are necessary as far as replacing flooring, appliances, paint, roofing, that sort of thing, if you can do it. Critical mistake number 2, spending days, weeks, maybe months cleaning things up, cleaning the house without someone, a professional, giving you a specific direction to go. Oftentimes I have people call me and they say, Anthony, okay, we think we're ready to sell our house, and then I go there and they tell me about the weeks and days and months and time that they spent cleaning the house up. And granted, it's probably in better shape than it was before, but the problem is that they spent a lot of time and energy and effort on things that are not going to help the sale at all. And so what I'd rather do is spend some time with that person and say, look, don't worry about these things. These things are the ones that you need to focus on. And every house is different and individual. So you need a specific direction from a professional to help you, point you in the right direction and save your time, energy, and money. Critical mistake number 3, calling a cash/investor buyer to buy your house for a quick sale so you don't have to deal with the hassles like these. You have to understand, an investor or cash buyer, their whole objective is to do what investors do, and that is buy low and sell high, right? That's what their goal is. And they come to you with the idea that, well, it's going to save you a lot of time and hassle of cleaning and preparing, and you're not going to have to make repairs, and you're not going to pay real estate commissions too. That's a big one that they play on. And this is a big problem, because if you take the offers that these investors are going to give you, you're going to find yourself wishing that you would have taken another route. Let me give you a few examples. All right, here's a property in Santa Ana, and mom had to move to an assisted living facility. You can see the house is not in bad shape, but it definitely has some deferred maintenance and a little bit of outdated features on it. Here's what was really interesting. When this person spoke to other agents, she was told that she would get somewhere about $450,000 if she was lucky, and she might want to even consider taking less. They told me that they'd be willing to take $435,000 for it. But when we sold it, we did our open house, our amazing open house, one of the techniques we use to sell houses. We had 225 people there in one day and had 54 offers generated that very day, giving her a $510,000 sale, which also included no repairs. There was no repairs to be done. There was no termite work to be done, anything like that. So no extra costs associated with the sale of the property, netting or grossing them an $80,000 gross profit over what they thought of maybe $450. They were willing to take $435, so essentially they got $95,000 gross profit off of what they would have been willing to take. Do you think that that is a significant chunk of money, and do you think that that helped mom stay in that assisted living facility and get her everything that she needed while she was in there? And you're darn right, yes, it did. All right, here's another property in North Tustin. This property, this was the typical, or what I should say, the one where it had the original carpet, and nothing had really been upgraded in this home. And you know, it was really interesting because the investors that came and looked at the home,
they came in and they lowballed the heck out of this. And the reason they did that is because they knew if they set it on the market in its current condition, then it was just going to sit there forever, and the family would just get tired of having to absorb the cost of making whatever payments and stuff to keep the house maintained, and as a result would end up just finally caving in and giving. But the end result was we had 265 people to our open house. We had 35 offers that day. In the end, one of the cash buyers who came in with a really low ball offer jumped it way up and put it in a price range that was very acceptable to the sellers, much higher than what they had expected. And so they were very happy with that as well. Another property up in Cowan Heights. This property, huge piece of land right here, is a great property in and of itself. However, the house itself just had no value. This property was for land value only, and it was definitely a reverse mortgage situation where Dad had, before he passed away, he had leveraged everything that he could out of this house, far beyond what the value of the house ended up being, because he did it right before the market crash. So yes, he pulled a lot of money out of there and it was great. But the house itself, original kind of a ranch house where actual ranch workers used to live back in the day, many years ago, decades ago, just wasn't something that somebody who lived in that area would want to live in. So we ended up finding someone who was interested in purchasing the property, but because it was so far off from what was owed on the reverse mortgage, the seller's family, they weren't going to get anything. But in the end, we still worked out a deal where the daughter walked away with some cash in her pocket. Because we had to make sure that she was taken care of, and this is the type of thing that we do. And finally, another recent property that we had just sold, this house here. Mom was original owner, but the amount of work that needed to be done to this house to even bring it close to getting it at comparable values for that neighborhood was just overwhelming. I mean, we're talking a couple $100,000 to get them in there. And so about 20 investors came through and they looked at the house. And these photos, by the way, are from a previous period of when the house was being marketed. But the investors came through. They looked at it because they were called with the ones that will buy the cash today, blah blah blah. And the highest offer that was received was $575,000. That's the highest offer from one of these investors because they want to get the biggest bang for their buck, right? Well, in the end, we had over 300 people attend their open house. We had 48 offers that day. Like I said, the investor offers were $575, and we ended up selling it to a cash buyer. Again, no repairs necessary, no termite work to be done. Sold it for $695,000. Now, granted, the family very strongly felt that the house was worth $800,000, which it was in that neighborhood if it was in tip-top shape, which it was not. It was not. And I think they knew it in their heart, but of course, they're protecting Mom. They wanted to get every penny that they wanted out of it, but we sold it for $120,000 more than what these cash investors would have been able to offer this woman as she's going into her retirement or her final years at the retirement facility. So just making a point that there's really important steps that you want to take as a family member trying to sell Mom and Dad's house. Please make sure you don't make any mistakes. And there's more than 3. I just listed the top 3.
In the end, no matter where you are, what you're doing, always seek the advice of a professional. They should come and visit with you with no obligation, no pressure to list. But keep that in mind that if you're talking to a real estate agent, they are probably going to show up with a listing agreement in hand because, well, that's what they want to do. They want to list properties for sale. But you have 2 choices. You can list the property right then with them. But what most agents do is immediately go put it into the MLS, and your house may not be prepared and ready to go into the MLS. And we have a solution for that so that you don't have to put it in the MLS right now, but we can begin the work now that we have an agreement in place. And other agents should have this as well if they know what they're doing. And then also the other option is you can just not list the property for sale, but be careful, because the longer you go, of course, the more people become aware of the idea that you're going to be selling your house, and you're going to start getting approached by people all the time, and it's going to seem more and more alluring to go ahead and just sell the house or list it with another agent who may not be as well qualified, because it's a matter of convenience. So if you have any questions, I'm always available. Feel free to reach out to me. Happy to answer any questions that you have. Numbers on the screen here somewhere, so just give me a call or send me an email or text me. Happy to help out in any way I can. Take care.